The following is a cautionary tale entitled, "Be careful what you wish for, it might just come true." Now, this story starts with a Skype conversation. Last night I was speaking with fellow YouTuber Rob from Nico's Kitchen on Skype video chat. We speak maybe 2 or 3 times a week on varying subjects, and last night one of the more random subjects we were talking about was police cars. During the conversation I mentioned that the New South Wales Police have recently introduced some new police cars that looked a bit funny because they're not the standard blue and white colour. They're often rather unusual garish colours like purple and green and all that sort of stuff. And I happened to mention how I thought they looked kind of, well, gay. And it kind of led to a very hilarious conversation in which I made various fatuous comments about these police cars, including how I wouldn't mind being pulled over by one of them, having them show me how their handcuffs work, and then take me downtown. And all of this was completely sort of just in fun. I wasn't being sort of malicious. It was just a funny conversation in which I got to use a lot of sexual references. And God knows Rob was killing himself laughing the whole way through. I had no idea that the universe was going to take this little conversation and make it true. Today is Tuesday, and as many of you know, I do my shopping down at the grocery shop every Tuesday, and this is the day I usually do my big shopping trip. So I went and picked up my father from his house, and when I did that, I have to, because he lives on a main road and it's very busy, what I generally do is I have to turn around and go in the opposite direction to go to the shops because it's the other way. But because it's a separate highway type thing, my only 2 legal options are to either use the turn bay directly opposite his house to turn right into a street which has a very, very steep gradient and then do some kind of a 3-point turn or a U-turn there, or go about 1.5 kilometres down the road through a set of traffic lights which I can't turn at, and go to a roundabout and then come all the way back, which essentially adds an extra 5 or 10 minutes to the journey. And I chose the third illegal option, which was to use the turn bay outside of my father's house to do a U-turn. Now, this has been a legal manoeuvre for many, many years, until recently when suddenly and mysteriously a no U-turn sign appeared. Now, as far as I can tell, there is no logical reason why it should be marked no U-turn, as it is a perfectly safe place to perform a U-turn. There's plenty of space, you've got plenty of field of vision so you can see where traffic's coming in both directions. There's really no logical reason for it to be no U-turn at all. And I'm subscribed to the theory that if a law is unjust or just plain stupid, you shouldn't be required to obey it. So I did my U-turn there. Now, this is the point where the police car deactivated their Romulan cloaking device and suddenly appeared directly behind my vehicle. And it had to be one of those goddamn gay-looking cars, didn't it? And as soon as I looked in the rear vision mirror, I was just there going, oh my God, the universe hates me. The universe was clearly listening in on my Skype conversation with Rob the night before. And I got pulled over, and I've never been pulled over before, not even for a breathalyzer test, so I was really surprised, because I want people to understand I'm not some speed demon or hoon or person who goes around breaking the law at all. Like, the fact is, I'm a perfectly safe driver, and this was the first time this has ever actually happened to me. So I got pulled over, and as a good little homosexualist would, I tried flirting with a police officer to try and get out of it, and sort of I winked and smiled and showed my cleavage. Well, I didn't do that. But anyway, he sort of asked me for my licence, and he wandered off to his car, and he was there for about 20 minutes or so, probably finishing off what I started. But he came back and gave me a infringement notice, $201 and 3 points off my licence. And I couldn't help but think at the time, what's the bet somebody recorded the Skype call last night and put it up on the police website and they were all out to get me. It's a conspiracy. So I just couldn't believe how the irony of how I'd made the comment, how I wished that they'd pulled me over so I could make some really outrageous sexual comment or whatever it was. And then it bloody happened the next day. So Rob is going to be watching this right now, and I'm betting he is killing himself laughing right now over this whole thing, because he will remember exactly word for word what happened, and I'm just absolutely gobsmacked. So yeah, I'm a criminal, I'm a bad person, and I could, if I wanted to, I could probably take it to court and fight it, but realistically speaking, what's the point? I mean, I may as well just pay the fine rather than bugger eyes around trying to get a lawyer, doing sort of all the research and stuff, and all the messing around for something that I'm unlikely to win anyway. So I'll just cop it sweet and take the slap on the wrist that I clearly got, and try to avoid making comments about gay-looking police cars. It's a good example of what happens when I open my big mouth, and it's a good example of what happens when you need to be careful what you wish for, because it quite clearly will happen, because the universe is a bastard. So I hope you've enjoyed laughing at my pain. I just thought I'd share this funny little story. All right, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys later.